And welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Waffle Board Breaks. Hope you're trying to stay warm where you are. It's been a day. It's been a day. Still have a couple spots left open. Just 5 spots left. They've all been discounted. Anybody wants to grab them, we get a couple of them grabbed. Of course, we'll fill. I'm not going to wait to fill. We'll sell all 5, but I mean, if somebody wants to grab a couple of them, it'd be help before we break. But we have a pretty good crowd. Obviously, I think there's 11, 12 different people. I think, including welcoming Anthony M. Hopefully, you're watching live. If you are, you can drop a note in the chat box. But we had 12 different people in today. We got Nick F. He was breaking over at Whatnot. He's in. Jason M's got some spots. Larry V's got a couple spots. Big Al's probably at the game. He grabbed some spots. Daryl L's got a couple. Brett G's got some spots. Dale C got some spots. Nick F has some. I said that already. JG, of course, father-son duo. Jake G, Jake's been pretty hot, so hopefully he continues that. Thomas M, hopefully you're feeling better wherever you are. Hopefully you're keeping warm. He's got some spots. CK, of course, regular CK has some spots. And James M. James M's got just a Sergey, the Black Fanatics Bolts jersey. So yeah, it's a pretty good crowd. Like I said, Anthony M with this first break. Welcome in. Dale C's closing us. You gotta grab all 5. Is that what you're? Is that 5 spots? Okay, we'll do that. We can do that. Dale C's gonna close us. Like I said, you don't need to grab all of them if you don't want. I'm not gonna force any spots on anybody, but I know your odds, of course, increase. We're down to 37 boxes. We'll do one tonight, and then of course the double box on Sunday. So Dale C's closing them. That'll be it. Dale C's grabbing our last 5 spots. There we go. So there we go. Dale C's got that. So that is everybody. It's a good group of spots. Obviously, nice Keandre Miller, Rangers, Adidas. Noah Dobson, Islanders, Adidas. Elias Pettersson, Canucks, Fanatics. Brady McNabb, Vegas Golden Knights, Adidas. Derek Steppen, Rangers, Blue Fanatics. All going to Dale C. Okay, there we go. Thank you much. That gets us closed. We're not going to wait too long to break. Lots of games on tonight. Bolts just won. There's 7 straight at home. Big game tonight, taking out the Jets. Kuchar, the empty netter at the end. I think they won 4-1. Darren Rash, goal and couple assists. Kuchar with a goal and assist. Sorelli scored the power play goal from Kuchar. I think it was a Gord. Maybe it's Sorelli. Gord? I think it was Gord. I don't remember who it was. I think it was Sorelli in front. Gorgeous passing play. Lots of games on tonight. The Lance got pounded. That was a rough game for them. Like I said, everybody has a bad game, but they got worked 7-3. McKinnon was held without a point of -3. I think McCarty, I don't think he had a point. He was -2, I think. So that was a big game for them. Obviously, that's a big game. A lot of big games tonight. So like I said, we're fighting for the last weeks here before the Olympics start. So some jostling going. Obviously, I think Detroit they're tied. So obviously Tampa's fighting with them at the top of the Eastern Conference. Like I said, there are a lot of good games on. I don't know if there's any real late games. Let me see what we got. There's something to get to after we're done breaking here. Like I said, we're just doing the one box tonight. So not real complicated tonight. Let me see what my NHL schedule looks like. Oh, the Caps are up 3-0 on a 3-1 on Detroit. That's good for the Bolts. Panthers trying to get back into the playoff hunt, 4-4 with the Blues. Minnesota up 2-0 on the Flames. Sharks got out early, 3-0 on the Oil. They scored within the first minute. Celebrini and Will Smith combined to set up Graf. So that was in the first minute. Devils won in overtime over the Pred. What else we got? Oh, the Bruins beat up on the Flyers. Flyers are now. They were looking good for a while, but the wheels seem to have fallen off. They're not getting wins. Buffalo 4-1. Break up Buffalo 4-1 over the Kings tonight. Carolina 5-4 over the Mammoth. That was a big. I think that's where Big Al might be. Is that where he is? Mouthpiece. Oh, first game back with 2 goals. Like I said, it's Yeah, I think he's been looking good. Obviously, the Isles beat the Rangers back to back. They had a home and home. Isles took them out both nights. They won 2-1 tonight. The Canadians, the Habs, worked over that last night. Pittsburgh beat up on the Hawks 6-2 tonight. So there's some big games early that were rough outcomes for some teams. No real late games. We have some games in the end of the second going to the third. So make sure we get over to watching some games, doing the post break stuff. Like I said, it's been a day. I got a notification shortly before we went live that the Dylan Strome spot was taken down on eBay. All the other spots I looked and they're live still, so there's still 36 of the 37 spots live. So if Dylan Strome hits tonight, I don't got to worry about anything else. But if it doesn't, I'm probably going to have to put that on the unsolds on Sunday. I figure out what the spot price will be, and like you said, I'm not going to kill you guys. And it's an older spot, but it's a really beautiful jersey. I cannot wait to see who gets that when it hits. Of course, tonight, who has Dylan Strome tonight? Dale C's got Dylan Strome tonight. So if it hits tonight, that's one less thing I don't worry about. I have to obviously keep a notice of the eBay, making sure they don't yank anything else. I don't know where the wording was. I don't know if something about like their self-monitoring system spiked and it get yanked down. I'm not gonna mess with it too much. I'm gonna look over the listing, see if there's anything different about the Strome listing as opposed to other stuff. I haven't had any listing get yanked in we're talking years now. So that's the first spot that's got yanked. I'm not sure why. I know other people are doing similar type breaks. I mean, I know the Ozark Mountain Daredevils are doing a multi-box break with RSA jerseys and Hit Parade hat trick boxes and pucks and helmets. I don't know. They put that stuff on there. I know Giveaway Breaks has done Hit Parade boxes semi-recently. So they're doing these. They're not official. I mean, they're not like the registered eBay dealers, but they're still getting their listings up there live. So I know there was an issue for a long time, which knock on wood, and I didn't get dinged up. I haven't had any issues with the way I put my listings up. I don't think I put break in the listing. I'm not sure what I got dinged on, but I'm gonna have to look it over. I'm gonna look over the Dylan Strome spot and see if I can find out why it got pinged. There was a little explanation on the email, but it was automated, so it's not like somebody reached out to me. So whatever reason it got taken down, I got to kind of look it over and knock on wood again. Hopefully things go smooth the rest of this week and going forward. But who knows? Like I said, I know not everybody here does eBay, and some people over to eBay don't do Facebook. So it's just tough with that. So cross-referencing. But like I said, we got a lot of boxes to hit here. We got, what do we got? 6, 4, 9. We got 15 boxes from the reload still. Is that right? 15 boxes from the 16. Obviously, we hit, what's next then? Throw it into, GPT and see if I can pick it out. I don't know. That she did? Okay. I'll have to look at it. Like I said, I don't mess with that. Like I said, I do, all my own stuff, but I got to figure out where the issue was. But so maybe you can pick out where that. Like I said, there was a little mini description, but it's like an automated, AI description on the email for the spot being yanked down. But like I said, it said one or more spots got ended because of that, and that was the only notification I got. I checked the listings right away, and 36 of the 37 are still live. We'll see. Maybe by tomorrow more spots will get yanked, and I'll have to come up with something on Sundays. But as of right now, 36 of 37 are still live to be bid. I saw some of you guys got some bids in. And I think some of the people that may not be here live, but so keep your bids in, like I said, without any reservations. They'll be there for Sunday. We'll be down to 36 and 35 boxes for Sunday. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I know Anthony M is new here. I'm not sure if he does eBay, but make sure you get over, whether you're watching this now live, if you're here, or if you're watching on the recording, get over to eBay spots. Spots are there for the double boxes on Sunday. So, like I said, we've had some pretty good stuff. Big Al hit the Huberdeau finally. Of course, the Newendike went last week. So, like the oldest box we have is from, where's my listings? Might be a late June, maybe late June box. Then we got, I think, an August box, and three for November, and then we have the 2 runs from early and late December. So yeah, so just 2 boxes from before November. We hit some old stuff. Obviously, we'll see if our older stuff. We've been hot with the old boxes, but like I said, we still have 15 from the 16 that went in from Sunday. We'll see what comes out tonight. But like I said, we have of the 37 boxes, 15 of them are from this January reload. So a little less than 50-50 chance. Of course, that means, with 15 from January, you still have 17 from the 2 December reloads. So that's 32 of our 37 boxes are from December or January. So that's pretty crazy. So, but like I said, the randomizer's the randomizer. Let's see what shines on tonight. But other than that, we'll get to it. Just want to let you know if anybody's looking for the Dylan Strome spot. A Dylan Strome spot usually gets a bid. I don't know. Came out last time. I don't think it's ever been is gone unsold on Sunday. So whoever's looking for it, if you're looking for the Dylan Strome spot, it is not on eBay. That spot will go onto the unsold list. I'm sure there'll be a couple unsolds with 36 boxes for Sunday, whether or not it might be the only one if everything gets a bid, but we'll see how it goes. So just want to get you guys in the loop on that one, and knock on wood, hopefully we everything else runs smooth through Sunday. But here we go. Hopefully where you are, you're staying warm. Like I said, it's still better freezing, and we'll stay that way. Oh, that's what it's. Dale's calling his shot. That's right. He's got the closer mojo, and he already has the spot claim. So here we go. Dale sees calling his shot. Like I said, won't be the first time recently we've had people call their shots. So good luck to you, Dale. I know you're trying to get back into the winning column. But like I said, Big Al hadn't hit since the previous reload. He's only had a couple in between reloads where he didn't hit, and he didn't hit. We had 16 boxes opened, and he didn't hit any of the 16. But then he hit obviously the third box after the reload. So we'll see if he goes back on the hot streak. I know Ron hit both boxes on Sunday, so Big Al is the turkey stopper. He's stopped multiple attempts for people to get a turkey. In fact, Thomas had back-to-back attempts to get a turkey, and Big Al stopped them both times with a hit. So he's our turkey stopper. He's had a couple. In fact, Big Al's the only person that ever did 4 in a row. But the last couple of times, people have had chances at a turkey or a hat trick per se. But I call them turkeys because we're thinking bowling. That's just how it is. I don't even bowl, but of course I love the Big Lebowski, and I think turkeys when I take 3 hits in a row. So it's always better to do it that way. But we'll see. So good luck, everybody, tonight. Let's see what comes out. What up, Thomas M in the house? Said I haven't heard recently from you. I know you've hit semi-recently, but like I said, we'll see if you get back into the winning column as well. Hopefully you're feeling better where you are. Yeah, by now, I'm sure you're ice fishing. You might not be able to get through the ice. It's so frozen over, whatever you guys are now. So I know you're out there in the pretty cold zone. Some of you guys are in the very cold zones. Here in Jersey, like I said, we didn't get terrible amount of snow, just 5-6 inches here in South Jersey, but it didn't matter because it got cold so fast and no sun to melt anything, and now it's just a frozen wasteland. The roads are pretty good, but even the side roads still have a lot of ice and snow. The snow is one thing, but when it's ice, you just deal with ice. There's ice everywhere. Nothing you can do with that. Can't melt it. The sun's not melting it. The salt doesn't even melt it. That's just how to do it. Everybody's in the winter wonderland at this point in time. So good luck, everybody. Like I said, we got a bunch of games before. We're basically less than a week and a half full of games. Not even. Less than that. We got 7-8 days worth of games before the break comes. Obviously, the Bolts are getting ready for the outdoor game in Tampa. I'm glad it's probably pretty cold down there, even for Florida. So that should be interesting. That's on the 4th, I think, at the Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. That should be fun against the Bruins. So make sure you tune into that. That'll be nationally broadcast. I think most of the next couple of games are actually nationally broadcast. 17 inches. There ain't no reason for 17 inches of snow. I know Buffalo gets that probably September. So that's just the way it is. Some parts of the country, some of you guys are in, North Dakota, and some of you guys are in Utah. Some of you guys in, you guys are in pretty cold areas. So 19. Oh lordy, not cool, Nick. I know you're out there, and like I'm getting you guys when your package is ready. I'm thinking when I started to get the labels, I'm like, ooh, it's probably cold there. Like I hate to be the mailman that's got to deliver some of these packages. So that's pretty. I know Nick, like I said, some of you guys are any Daryl's up across the border, and like I said, not far from the New York border, but they've been pretty cold. Like I said, I've been to Montreal in the wintertime, and it's insane. Like just absolutely watching the snow removal, like it's entertaining. Watching the snow removal in Montreal, like they have it down to a science. Certain areas they don't even bother. Like we're talking like 10 feet of snow drift. They just pile it up out of the street, and everybody goes about their merry way. Got to go to work. It's insane. 3 degrees. I think I wish it was 3 degrees. I think it gets down to the negatives at night here. It's just terrible. Like I said, I don't like single digits anything. Single digits snow. Snow banks. Cold weather, wind chills. Not cool. So yeah, 16. Oh, you're getting 6 to 10 more coming. I know we're talking about next week here in South Jersey getting some more snow, but that's the worst because it's just going to land on the ice. And like, I don't even want to think about having to get rid of, shoveling on top of ice. It's just, like you said, I mean, it'd be nice if we had a little bit of a heat wave, but they said, even though it's going to be clear and sunny, it's going to be cold. So it's not like the sun's going to melt anything. It's just basically, and it does, whatever it does melt freezes immediately. So it's just terrible. So, I mean, sidewalks are almost unwalkable at this point in time. I mean, nobody cleared away enough to make it safe for anybody to walk. So be safe. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. It's colder. I'm sure it was. I said there's no doubt it was colder in Antarctica. The way that obviously the planet's like tilted. We're getting the blast of the cold winds coming through. Just not palatable for anybody. So, but like I said, we love hockey. I just don't like it being that cold. Like I said, I'm not one of those out there in the tundra, open ice, loving hockey. Like I said, the outdoor games are entertaining, but you don't want that to be the norm. So, yeah, negative 35 wind chill. Ooh. Like I said, I mean, it's just there's no reason to be outside if that's the case. I said, you don't even want to order DoorDash. You feel bad for those people. So nobody wants to. I said, you basically stock up on the food and at least cook at home. And hopefully everybody is safe with their electricity. I know the winter can knock that stuff out, storms and trees taking down lines. And, we've been pretty lucky here, knock on wood again. Like I said, we don't lose power very often. Even if it goes off, it usually comes back pretty fast. But the cold is bad. Like I said, the internet hasn't been an issue. Like, the computers been running a little slow, but the internet hasn't been an issue. So fortunately, we have that. So hopefully everybody gets their bids in for Sunday. I don't expect there to be any issues. Hopefully, my fingers are crossed that eBay doesn't, dig up everything else. But we'll get that out on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, once you get into the mid-30s, I mean, this is fun stuff. I mean, you're getting great odds on jerseys, 1 in 36, 1 in 35 on Sunday. Next week we're at the low 30s, 34, 33 next Tuesday and Thursday, and almost down to the 20s. So just like that, it's even worse than getting punched in the face. It's like getting slapped multiple times because it just stings and keeps stinging. Ooh, not good. So there we go. Let's get going. Like I said, give me to watch some late hockey. What do we got? Let me see what we got. We got boom. Let's see, what are we getting to after we're done here? Oh, Caps and Red Wings overtime. Panthers, Blues, 10 minutes left in the third. We got some early games. Ducks, Canucks in the first. Stars and Golden Knights in the first. And the Kraken up 1-0 already on the Leafs. So there are some good games. Nobody really loved playing in those games, but I mean, obviously the Sharks up 3-0. I watched the rest of that game, even though they're up 3-0 on the Oil. So let's get going. Let me get my randomizer up. Ooh, birds are still they're not budgie sickles. They're mixing chirps, so they love having the company because they're down here freezing by themselves. I mean, it's carpeted and relatively warm down here, but they gotta do what they gotta do. They're only budgies. So let's get going. Where's my dice roller? Here it is. There's my list. Okay. Very good. Like I said, we hit the Hoobie gorgeous reverse retro for Big Al. That was on Tuesday. And, of course, Ron hit 2 jerseys on Sunday. Those are sent out in the mail. I didn't mail the freebie yet for JG. JG hit the Aerostall freebie I gave away on Sunday when the new and Dyke hit. So, JG, I'll be mailing that. If you hit today, I'll mail it whatever hits today. So Big Al gets your jersey in the mail. JG, you'll get your jersey in the mail. Whatever hits tonight, I'll probably drop them off. Probably maybe tomorrow afternoon, maybe. We'll see what it is. So good luck, everybody. 5 or more in our box. Boxes are here, of course, in order. We only got the 2 boxes before November, which is pretty crazy. 44 and 70. Then, of course, the 3 November boxes. Then all the December boxes up to 47. And 48 through 63. There we go. That's our January reload. Been doing good last couple of days. Like I said, I hope you guys have been checking out jerseys prices. There's been a tick up in the activity. People are starting to pay some good numbers for some jerseys pretty much across the board. Nothing's been cheap. Nothing's been easy to grab. I've been pretty good at finding some good deals and snagging some stuff for the next reload, but it's getting tougher and tougher. I'm watching across the board. The prices on auto jerseys have been slowly creeping. So, I mean, sometimes the spot prices are pretty outstanding. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, some of the prices I'm seeing people pay for jerseys is a little absurd, but I don't know if it's just more people into the market, or, people are just decided to focus on grabbing some signed jerseys, but it's getting a little crazy for some stuff. So I'm always happy when I grab some good deals. I like to find, like I said, I always try to find, new stuff, new styles, new names for you guys. I like to repeat because not everybody's been here all the time. So it's always good for me to grab some familiar faces, but we'll see how it is. Like I said, I'm a little more than halfway there for the next reload. Some stuff's been arriving lately, even though the weather's been bad. I've been able to grab some stuff. The mailman's been pretty good at dropping stuff off. Got a couple more coming at the end of the week, so we'll see how we go. So good luck, everybody. 5 or more on our dice roll. Come up with our box. 37 boxes tonight. Let's see what we got. 5 or more. 9 times. Okay, 9 times it is. Boxes in order. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. 1 box. 9 times. 37 boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the box we're going to open tonight. Good luck, everybody. Box number 50. 50 is in the reload. Finally back to the new boxes. 9 times. Box 50. 9 times. Box 50. Okay, very good. Finally got back into the reload. I kind of talked into existence. Like I said, I don't care what it is. I love all you guys chasing all these jerseys. I cannot wait to see what comes out. Box 50. Let's get box 50 out of the list. So I'm ready for Sunday. Here, box 50. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, very good. Okay, box 50 it is. Good luck, everybody. Like I said, we had no Aho and not an Aho tonight. But like I said, we got 2 old boxes still to hit. So box 50. Box 50 it is. Box 50. Here we go. 14 reload boxes. So it looks like we've hit, obviously, since the reload, we've now hit 2 of the 4 boxes have been from the reload. Then we get some old stuff. So, but I guess maybe now I'm not going to move. We'll see. I kind of like it, leave it the way it is. I like having all the oldest boxes in November and the 2 old boxes in the left column. And then, of course, all December is on the table, and then all January is on the shelves. So we'll keep it that way for now. At least we'll go through a couple more. Calling the Kachuk mouthpiece. He's calling for the mouthpiece. Oh, boy. Like I said, I seal these boxes up before I number them, and then I shuffle them up, and then the next day I come down and I shuffle up again. So before I even number them. So I have absolutely zero idea what's in any of these boxes. And like I said, it's not like you can't even reveal weight. Like obviously the heavier boxes, sometimes you can feel if there's a series heavy, like the CCM and the Cohos and stuff can tend to be a little bit heavier. But Adidas, I really can't tell. between the Fanatics Premium. Obviously, some Fanatics are pretty light, depending on what the team is. They don't have a lot of big stuff on their patches. Obviously, with the Fanatics with the foldable crests, most of them are relatively light, especially depending on what team it is. But so I usually can't tell at this point in time. I can't even guess. So you guys are better at guessing than I am. But here he's calling for Mouthpiece. We got Brady still in there. We'll see if Mouthpiece comes out. Let me see who has. Let me see who he's calling it for. That is that's you. He's calling his shot. Dale's calling his shot. Dale's calling his shot. Nick F is calling his shot. We'll see if one of you guys is. Oh, Jake G's calling his shot too. Jake G's calling for my boy Ryan Getzlaff. Love Ryan Getzlaff. I still have kept one. That was one. This one Ryan Getzlaff's out of my PC. I had 2 Getzlaffs, and I decided, okay. I mean, like I said, I gotta make cuts where I can. When I add some stuff. Like I said, I added Nick. I hit the Will Smith over there. That is going to be part of the PC. So that's I gotta have a little give and take. Keep the PC in the manageable, relatively manageable numbers. So here we go. Good luck, everybody. 50 it is. Let me see the names who we got here. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We got some people looking to hit. Let me see what we got. Number 50. Are you kidding me? He calls a shot. There it is. Boom time. Mouthpiece. Back in the game. Going to be representing the USA at the Olympics. Boom time. Mouthpiece. Welcome to WAFFLEBOARD. How you go? He comes out to play. Look at that. Congratulations, Nick. Hitting the Mouthpiece. Absolutely beautiful Adidas Calgary Flames, number 19. Obviously got the Calgary province coat of arms on the sleeve. If anybody that's not educated enough to realize what that is. Canadian flag, of course, on the other sleeve. There it is. Obviously, this is older too, because this is before he had a letter. Pre-letter Mouthpiece, and this is AJ's Sports COA. AJ's. Very, very nice. Congratulations with the Mouthpiece. Matthew Tkachuk, unicorn between him and his brother. We'll be seeing them representing Team USA very shortly. Congratulations. He calls his shot. Mouthpiece comes out to play. So that means now when you grab the Brady, you can just put Tkachuk. So there it is. Like I said, I wasn't sure if he was grabbing Matthew or Brady, but there it is. Matthew Tkachuk comes out to play. Congratulations, Nick. You're very welcome. Sorry, of course, for everybody that did not hit. We're down to 36 and 35 boxes for Sunday. Good luck to everybody with your bids. Get them in. The odds are getting better and better. You guys will be able to fight for your spots. And, of course, I'll list all the unsolds as well as the Dylan Strome, because for some reason eBay didn't like Dylan Strome and decided to yank it. Like I said, I didn't change anything in the listings, but for some reason Dylan Strome got flagged. So Matthew Tkachuk, very, very nice. I'll box that up. I'll get this stuff out tomorrow. JG, you'll get your jersey in the mail. Big Al, you'll finally get to see your Hoobie in person. And I'll put Matthew Tkachuk, Mouthpiece himself, into a box and send it out to Nick F. Congratulations, guys. WAFFLEBOARD Breaks continued love and support. You guys are great. We'll keep doing it. You guys keep coming back, grabbing spots. Get ready for Sunday. It's going to be fun. Stay warm wherever you are. Enjoy the hockey until then. Of course, we'll enjoy the hockey the rest of the night. The Toronto Maple Leafs seem the wheels are falling off their season as well. Well, I've been watching some of that game. Obviously, the Oil's getting worked over. The Leafs are losing to the Kraken. Not a good night for the Canadian team. So, and the Flames lost early too. So, Canadian hockey teams are not having a great night. Winnipeg, my Bolts took out the Jets. It's a bad night. Was Ottawa off today? Ottawa might have been saved themselves by being off. Absolutely crazy. So there we go. Very good. Thank you much, guys. I will see you guys back here on Sunday. there I do got to break the bad over there. I got dinged up twice in the same week. That's not good. So I got to break out of my cold streak, so I get back into the win column. Obviously, Dale's taking a break over at his break room for a couple weeks for his vacation. So I got to find a way to get up the schneid. So thank you much, everybody. Waffleboard Breaks will be back with you guys on Sunday. So until then, take care, guys. Waffleboard Breaks is out.